Hello everybody, my name is iPopRiz, and it's been a while. I'm kind of happy to be recording these again. First, you know, I I'm kind of in college right now, and things are going all right. But let's get into this level. We can get into everything else maybe at the end. I can say a couple words. It'll be great, I promise. Now, today we'll be looking at the backrooms level 485, the blackout. Survival difficulty, class 5. Unsafe, unsecure, entity infestation. The blackout is the 486th level of the backrooms. It is a parallel to the level 484, which was discovered first. Description. The blackout is a perfect mirror of the whiteout. Bases, outposts, and communities. Every group that has traveled into the blackout has inevitably died, as there is no escape nor constant supplies to be found. Entrances and exits. To enter, you must travel far into the whiteout. You will eventually come across a gray door, which will lead to the blackout and lock behind you. There is no confirmed exit, however, one is theorized to exist. And it stops there. Not even gonna go into depth onto that theorized exit you got there. Oh, fuck you. Anyway, if you cared to stay for this, that's cool. If not, I don't blame you. I don't know. I stopped for a while. I was kind of, I don't know. I just got kind of bored of it. I don't know. Got distracted doing other things. Life just kind of happens like that. And then, I think wasn't that long ago, one of my friends, on the topic of YouTube, I'm like, oh yeah, I used to make backrooms readings. It's like, yo, send me that. I'll listen to it. I'm like, fuck it, okay. And, I did. I was just kind of like, hey, you enjoying him? He's like, yeah, probably gonna go to sleep to this. I'm like, dude, that's wild. I'm like, that's probably the biggest payoff I've ever gotten from doing these, Views are cool. I like comments more than anything. But, I never thought about someone actually sleeping to these. So, I had the time today and I was just like, hey, let's make a reading. And I did. This one wasn't very long, so, yeah, I think what I've just decided to do is do another level. And considering this one was the blackout, we'll do the whiteout next. Just to sort of make it a bit longer than 2 minutes. Hello! I am back. I had to grab the image. Anyway, this is level 484, the whiteout. Survival difficulty, class 0. Safe, under control of entity, uninhabitable. Description. The whiteout is described as a huge white house under renovation, evidenced by ladders, tools, white paint, and various other construction items scattered throughout the level. Despite the repetition and simplicity of the place, each one of the rooms is unique in its own way. They differ in shape, size, and furniture that are found inside of them. They all look very similar to each other, but they never repeat. They resemble spaces like kitchens, living rooms, bathrooms, and corridors. Some areas have temporal or spatial anomalies, with objects appearing to change location or phase in and out of existence. They are the supposed results of actions made by the level's only known residing entity, the Maker. In 2016, Ariane Circle sent Team Hermes, commanded by Ian Morrow, to the whiteout in order to map the level. At the time, they managed to determine that the space consisted of 52 rooms of all kinds, 21 corridors, 5 staircases. Over 5 years later, in 2021, after reports stating that the maps they had made were incorrect, the team was sent to the same place to start mapping again. It was then determined that the level now consisted of 77 rooms, 35 corridors, and 9 staircases. They came to the conclusion that the whiteout is constantly increasing its size over time. Every year from that discovery, small groups of 4 to 7 Compass Point team members are sent to see what changed on the level and update the map. Structure. The structure of the whiteout is heterogeneous. All the rooms are faded, as are the objects in them. Everything is made of an unknown, smooth, quartz-like material which feels almost soft to the touch. The surfaces of the level cannot be sullied by grime, and upon being damaged will gradually regenerate. The rooms in the whiteout are often filled with all kinds of avant-garde furniture and random objects that are strewn about the area, even on the ceiling. There are often holes in the walls that lead to other spaces or nowhere. Sometimes small everyday items can be found inside them. Staircases in different sizes are found on the level that usually lead to dead ends. However, some of them end with sculpture rooms on top. Faded pictures can be found hanging on the walls. They depict places similar to foggy cities or empty grounds. It is theorized that they might resemble other levels. It is hard to tell with ones because of how many similarities those pictures possess to multiple known locations in the backrooms. A lot of rooms in the whiteout look very similar to each other, but they never repeat. They resemble spaces like kitchens, living rooms, bathrooms, and corridors. Sculpture rooms. Sculpture rooms are individual rooms with 1 to 4 sculptures placed on pedestals. All the sculptures found in these rooms are distinct from other humanoid figures with minor abnormalities, such as a third leg or hand. Sometimes sculptures disappear from the pedestals and appear in other rooms in different poses, as if they were alive. They were seen by wanderers acting out various scenes from human life. There have never been documented accounts of how they move, The most popular of the theories claims that the maker rearranges them himself. Pale garden. The pale garden resembles a large closed garden with unusual plant-shaped pillars instead of plants. The largest ones reach to the ceiling and split the light flowing from the windows on the wall. All corridors in the whiteout converge to one of the four entrances. It is the largest room in the entire level. It is approximately 40 meters by 80 meters by 10 meters. In one of the corners, there is a piano that plays on its own. Music played by it is really calming to many, according to people who have listened to it. These weren't pieces of music they had ever heard. Every single time it was different. One theory claims that the music played by the piano was created by the maker, who was inspired by music from the front room. In the middle of the room, there is a pedestal with a book on it that cannot be moved, titled Thoughts, written by the maker. None of the people who read it remember a single sentence from it. They could only describe what the book was about. The maker. Concord Entity Classification System. IETS? Question marks. Entity ID, not applicable. Habitats, isolated. Class, humanoid. Description. One mysterious man has been seen manipulating the whiteout in a supernatural fashion. He's been recorded walking in between walls and disappearing after being spotted. This entity is a humanoid being with 5 faces around his head, though only one of them is being used at a time. He wears a white hat and suit that falls to the floor. The maker doesn't like being recorded or having photos taken of him, and they typically get corrupted shortly after. Once called the Man in White, he gained a new name. When explorers started calling him the Maker, as it is a much more accurate name for who he really is. Judging by one of his statements and what was supposedly written in Pale Garden's book, we came to the conclusion that he could be the creator of the whiteout. Everything from the walls, furniture, and sculptures to the anomalies found here are all his creations. The maker is an artist who expresses his love for creating throughout everything you can see around you in the whiteout. Behavior. The maker poses no threat to humans. He doesn't care about their appearance and the level, but sometimes, when in close contact, he slightly waves his hand to greet them before disappearing. He very rarely communicates with people that are in the whiteout. His voice is comparable to the low, trained voice of a singer. There are reports of his white posture being spotted at other levels, such as 147 and 91. They have to be taken with a grain of salt because they've never been confirmed. It could very well be another entity. Log number 003. The following interview took place on September 12th, 2021, in the whiteout. Team Hermes, while making a new map of the level, came across the maker, creating a lamp in one of the rooms. Morgan K. took out a camera from his backpack. After pointing it at the maker, the lens broke, which made it impossible to record the entire incident, but the audio was still recorded. Morgan hid the camera in his backpack so that it wouldn't attract the maker's attention again. This is the transcription of the audio. Morgan K. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Just admire. Yeah, this place looks beautiful, Morgan. I know you want to ask me something. I give you 2 chances. Use them well. Why did you create this place? I did it for my personal needs. I like to express myself. Are you a human or something else? I'm whatever you think I could be. Shortly after, the maker walked into a wall as he had finished working on the lamp. This is the only confirmed recorded audio, as well as the longest known conversation with him. Additional information. Thanks to the safety of the whiteout, it is often one of the most important points of interest for many travelers and even groups. There are a few known places that guarantee such a high level of security in the backrooms. Due to its properties, the whiteout is impossible to be under control of anyone other than the maker. Many groups arrange a meeting on this neutral ground because of this reason. MEG, Ariane Circle, and Eternal Repository are the most often organizers of events as this there. The most important event that took place here was the conversations between the UEC and Ariane Circle regarding the safety of residents on level 11 and other private matters. MEG, despite being an equally important player in this field, was not invited. The reason for this may have been the death and the subsequent election of a new overseer, C. The representative of Ariane Circle was Francois Leclerc, known to as the Auditor, and UEC sent Adio Cosa. The meeting was private, and it is unknown what was said by both groups. The only thing that is known is that they did not reach an agreement, and both auditors left the meeting with dissatisfaction on their faces. And this picture here is an article on the daily rooms talking about why the whiteout is so beautiful to many people. Entrances. The whiteout is easily accessible through the doorways found on level 287 that goes both ways. There are several dozen of them placed throughout the corridor and can all be recognized by very bright light coming from behind. To exit the level safely after your stay, try to remember the nearest way to them well. Exits. Oh, exits is an image. It's an image of a door that says, "Do you really want to see imperfections?" So I assume that leads to a blackout. Also, I just realized there's additional information, pluses and things that you can click. So, wait, show description. Okay. Oh, okay. So, I'm going to be reading more because I didn't do this earlier. I remember that reading the book was very interesting. The maker wrote inside a lot of things about himself. He was quite critical of himself, but at the same time positive. In the book, the maker describes his love for creating, how he tried to create something beautiful out of emptiness. The maker also wrote about all his successful and failed works, and how much they taught him. The narrator talked about how he loves looking from around corners at beings who admire his works. After reading the whole book, I got a feeling like if the maker was this one nice person I met in my dream, that I eventually forget everything about after waking up. There were a lot of empty pages that could be filled with text. The more the whiteout expands, the more thoughts will be written. That was written by Ian Maron of the Ariane Circle Team Hermes. And if I remember, here we go. Log number 001. The first time entering the whiteout is quite unpleasant for most people. There aren't many backrooms levels with such a high intensity of light. Long-term exposure to it may result in sleep deprivation and partial blinding at worst. However, this is rarely considered a problem for most people. It all depends on how our body adapts to the intense stream of light. That was from Team Hermes of the Ariane Circle. Alright. As I can see, that is all. Now, you want to know something funny? What I like to do is, so I record these on my phone. And of course, I use images, unless a page doesn't, then I use the idle image, which I might make a new one, I don't know. But to get the images onto my phone, I use Discord. So, that's the fun. See, the person I was talking about earlier, that kind of was like, that kind of, is kind of the person that's just like, brought my mind back to like, you know what, maybe I should. Maybe these videos can be enjoyed by people. That's like the same person I was sending images to. Like these images, how I do it is I stop mid-recording, right? Whenever I come to a new image I haven't gotten yet, I'm like, shit. So I save it, I send it to someone on Discord, and it just so happens that I had last been looking at their DMs. It's just like, you know what, fuck it. Take some images. I think I got like 4 sent, and then I'm like, no, I'm not gonna fill your inbox with images. Anyway. Well, I sure hope I made the backrooms enjoyable for you. And I certainly hope you will be coming back for more. And again, after a long while of not posting, I'm glad to say I have been Ipopras. And if you liked my reading, please feel free to like or subscribe. If you have a suggestion for me, please comment. I always read them. And I might even reply. And I will see you all next time.